Hello friends, today we will solve the 18th problem of our tutorial series on dynamic programming, which is decode ways, and we will solve it in lead code. So let's go with the problem statement. So a message containing letters from A to Z. So it means that we have got total number of 26 letters from A to Z, which can be encoded into numbers using the following mapping. For example, letter A can be mapped with 1, B with 2, and so on till Z mapped to 26. So we have got 1 to 26 uh, numbers which are mapped to each and every letters starting from A to Z. To decode an encoded message, all the digits, all the digits here must be grouped, then mapped back into letters like A to Z using the reverse of the mapping above. There may be multiple ways. So let's go with the example that what it means. So for example, the input would be given as this number 11106. Now there are multiple ways, right, where we can decode it back into letters. So one way is given here as that if we take only like 1 and then 10 and then 6, right? So 1 is A and A because 1 maps to A. So 1 A, and then they have taken like 10 together. So 10 is actually J and 6 is F, A, B, C, D, E, F. So F is 6. This is one way we can decode this number into AAJF, right? So now the other way is that instead of taking 1 and 1 separately, we take 11 completely. 11, we found a group of 11, and which would be mapped to K, right? And then 10 mapped to J, and then 6 mapped to F. So here is this like statement, right? That an input number is given, and there are multiple ways we can group it and form a different type of decoded message into letters form like AAJF or KJF. And we have to return. So this is the problem statement that we will be given an input like this. Let's go to the example. So we have to return the total number of ways where we can decode it into this letters format. So we have to just return the number of ways to decode it. So this is all about the problem statement. Now, one thing very important here is that as we know that the number would be 1, 2, 3, and the 0 will appear only for 10 or for 20, right? It cannot stand alone. For example, we cannot group this as 06 because 06, there is no encoding as 06. So 06 cannot be mapped into F since 6 is different from 06. Similarly, 0 on this like once it cannot be taken. If you have the standalone zero number, it cannot be again mapped because it starts from 1. Now let's go with the example again. So for example, we have given the input as 12. The output is given as 2. Explanation is very clear that we can either do it like one. Either we can just decode it as 1 and 2. This is one way, and 1 and 2 would be A and B. And the other way is that we take the complete 12 together and it will be mapped to L. So that's why there are two ways where we can decode this 12 digit to various letters. Similarly, for 226, the output is given as 3, and explanation is also very clear that we can take, first of all, 2 and then 26, which corresponds to B and Z. And similarly, we can take 22 and 6, which is V and F, 22 for V and 6 for F. And similarly, we can take each of them individually, 2, 2, and 6, which will be BBF. Now, for the last example, it's again as the edge case or the negative case that if anything starts with 0, that would be simply marked as output would be there would be no ways, right? As we discussed here, because there is no encoding starting with 0. It can either start with 1 to 9, or the 0 can only appear as 10 or 20. So this was all about the problem statement. I think it's very clearly explained here in lead code as well. So in the next video, we'll solve this problem using the dynamic programming bottom-up approach. See you all in the next video.